Hey, you psyched to go out and play in the snow? What do you think, Steve? You ready? Yeah, let's do it. The question is, are you going to be enthusiastic to go out the door? Of course, T-Rex is. 33 degrees. That makes me a little sad at low tide. Why does that make me sad? Because of what's happening outside right now. Rex says no problem. Steve says no problem. We're going out the door for weather and more on the second Tuesday in a row with snow on the ground. But unlike last week, we do not have a warm front coming at us to melt it all tonight and tomorrow. Unfortunately, we do have a warm front coming at us to change this snow to rain. Look at Steve. He's going to just play with everything. All right, let's do the ice bucket challenge. Trust me, it's ice. And it's very sticky snow. Steve, want to play in the snow? Steve, snowball. Whoop, sorry. So, I want to just enjoy this for a few minutes. It's falling straight down. When is a nor'easter not looking and feeling like a nor'easter? Today. All right, I got to get rid of this thing so Rex can run around. Steve's just going to have to stay. Oh, it's frozen into the ground. All right, you guys are fairly free to do whatever you want. Yeah, it's a nor'easter, but there's not much wind. You know why? Because what is wind? Air moving from high to low pressure. And even though we have low pressure coming at us and going right over Cape Cod this afternoon, there's no high pressure system. So it's just a huge area of upward vertical velocity. That is, the air is going up instead of sideways due to low barometric pressure. Wind is air moving from the center of a high to the center of a low. And to our northwest is another low. And there's an orange line connecting the two lows going over Cape Cod this afternoon, and the one that actually went by last Saturday. That storm there north of Lake Superior is the one that caused the flooding here on Saturday. It went north, then west, and is doing a huge loop around central Canada. It's a huge blocking in the atmosphere. I came out and put some seed in the feeder a short time ago. Started snowing at 1 a.m. and by 7 a.m. we only had an inch of snow. And right now we've got enough snow to cover Steve's paws and his eyelashes. So we've got about a 15th of a Steve. In reality, though, I did put my ruler over here. So let's check. Let's check around. Let's see what it looks like. Very wet snow. All right, we're at about 2.25 here. And even though it's going to snow really hard for the next couple of hours, we're already at 33 degrees. After all, the ocean is still 40 degrees. But that creates a very dynamic situation. The temperature on top of Blue Hill last time I looked was only 25. And again, Blue Hill is only 11 miles in that direction. So you're going to have air that's in the mid-30s coming in. That's low density, warmer air, full of moisture. That's the Atlantic Ocean over there. And running into that cold air that's over Blue Hill and points north. So where it stays all snow, it should snow probably 1 or 2 inches an hour for a few hours when that low goes right over Massachusetts Bay. So last week it looked like it was going to be a major storm today. I think the guidance was uncertain, unknowing that the Saturday storm was going to retrograde and go into central Canada. And so when that low goes right over Cape Cod Bay, it's going to pull the warm front right up in here to Boston. So the temperature actually is going to go up into the mid-30s for a time, and it's going to rain. But the cold air is not far away, and on those real heavy snow bands, you're probably going to get 6 to 8 inches of snow. I think it's an overachiever for most. Here we're passing 2.5, probably get another inch here, so get to 3 or 4. By the time it changes to rain, about the time I publish this, that's going to be about probably 11 o'clock. So currently it's just about close to 10 o'clock. There's a workboat coming in. Across the water here is, that's Howe's Neck. That's Margaret LaForest's home right there, and that's 3/4 of a mile away. So my visibility is about 3/4 of a mile, and generally in that kind of visibility, you're accumulating snow at a little less than a ½ inch per hour. But anywhere you're going to go to a 1/4 mile visibility, I'm thinking places like Wachusett and a lot of spots well inland, you should be able to accumulate 2 inches an hour for a couple of hours. That will get us to that 6 to 8. So if there were high pressure over New York and southeastern Canada, we would be getting major wind due to such a strong low. Yes, this is Bombogenesis. The low pressure system was 1,012 millibars over South Carolina first thing this morning, 1 a.m. It's going to be down to 986 as it exits New England at 1 o'clock tonight. So that's 26 millibars in 24 hours, which does fit the criteria for Bombogenesis. But there's just no high pressure system to cause this wind. On the east side of the low out there, I wouldn't want to be a mariner. There's not even a storm warning in effect. And on the east side of this low, as it accelerates across the Gulf of Maine, we are going to see wind gusts past 60 miles per hour way out there over the ocean. And when that low gets to our east, we're going to see the cold come right back in here. So my snow's not going to completely melt. It is definitely going to get rained on for a couple of hours, and that's going to make me sad. But cold air is going to rush back in, so you do want to clean off your snow and slush. Even on Cape Cod. Nantucket, whoa! Martin, did you get up early in the morning and look at the snow on Nantucket? Yeah, it snowed on Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard this morning. So, oh yeah, keeping track. I lost count yesterday. I don't think my count was right. This is the 13th day in a row with snow somewhere in New England. And yesterday the Flyer did open at Jay Peak Resort, and Isaac Gardner was there, and he got up there and he scored the freshies. Now, Tuesdays are great days to ski. Look at that, no one in line this morning at Jay Peak. And it is snowing all the way up to the Canadian border with this, that orange line I talked about earlier. Did I show the RGEM hour by hour yet? Thanks for turning me on to this. So I'll start it right here at about now, around 10 a.m. 10 a.m. is 15Z, 16, 17, 8. It's raining. Rain snow line goes up to about almost Manchester, New Hampshire. I don't think it's going to make it that far. And just north, those real dark blues in Maine. Those are heavy snow bands as this storm gets stronger as it moves every hour. And then it shuts off, and all those black lines, wind. It's going to get very windy tonight and cold. Tomorrow morning, we're going to go down to the teens in even areas that south coast of New England. Very cold, windy weather tomorrow. And then what? Well, as we all know, the big picture is loaded. That stalled storm in central Canada pushed record warmth up to the Arctic Circle here and north of Hudson Bay. Look at that. In Scandinavia, record cold. Around the Mediterranean, record warm. And then here in North America, record warm at the Arctic Circle and record cold across much of the lower 48. We've been talking about this. What an extreme pattern of back-to-back-to-back-to-back storms, and this cold is all it can be. This morning, the record low temperatures are from Washington right down to Louisiana, and some of those spots there in parts of Texas and Oklahoma and Arkansas are having their coldest January morning on record. I can't trust all these numbers, but you get the point. So once this cold lifts out, we're going to start, having more seasonable weather, whatever that is. What is this? The animals want to go inside? Oh, they're being so patient, though. So I can finish this, right? You don't mind if I do you? Go down, talk to the rain gauge. I'm so happy it's not real windy, so I can make all the audio I want. All right, let's go down here. Yeah, I finally did put boots on, first time this season. So I'm not sure if that's going to melt and go down. Hopefully it will. It looks like the liquid equivalent on this is going to be about a ½ inch to T-Rex. He smells the things underneath there. Anyhow, the ratios, that lean cold rule, back to the snow amounts. Yeah, why don't I show them here? This is the RGEM, and it's tropical tidbits. And the snow amounts are going to be generally 5 to 7 inches, I think. It's going to be a widespread 6 inches. But some of the ski areas, especially from about Mount Snow through about Gunstock into Sunday River, probably overachieve with some 8 to 10s. And then once you get eastern Maine, east of the ski areas, we'll probably come in with a foot of snow. All right, so that's today. Get to that. Did the big picture already, right? Very cold in the middle of the nation. And the cold's going to start lifting out. But the heart of the coldest air is going to come right into New England on Friday on the heels of another storm that's going to go off to the south. And this storm, by the Euro says this thing's going to miss to the south. I can almost guarantee that's wrong. this system today really ramped up, and I think the Friday one is going to too. So I think, Martin, on Nantucket, you are going to get more snow coming in here late Thursday, and then it's Friday and Saturday, even though this guidance on pivotalweather.com shows that most of the storm wants to miss us to the south. T-Rex, this way, Rex. So Friday, I think it's going to be more surprise snows, especially for southern New England, and then Friday night and Saturday, that's the coldest air, windy and really cold coming in here on Saturday into Sunday. And then the warmer air starts to come in. Steve. Want to play with Steve? Are you tangled up, Steve? Come on. You're free now. Steve, ready? Steve, get down. Get down. How tall is a Steve anyway? I put my ruler there, hoping he would stand next to it. Steve, stand up. All right, so you see, looks like his ears are around 14. But if he sits, sit. Can you teach a cat to sit? Hope you're enjoying this as much as me. Anyhow, coldest air is going to be in here on Saturday morning, hard freeze, and then it lifts out. Now, here are changes to the long-range forecast. It looks like a backdoor front wants to come in next Monday into Tuesday with a 1045 high going by, and that means much colder than what we thought. Just here in New England, though, most of the nation's warming up. And then another backdoor cold front, maybe with some action coming at us next Wednesday or so, with another 1044 high going to our north. So when the highs go to your north, you can hold the cold a lot easier. And one of the reasons I'm getting rain today is because we don't have a high to the north. And I'm not even positive it's going to rain, but all the guidance indicated it is. That low going right up Cape Cod Bay. That wasn't really part of the plan yesterday. A couple days ago, we thought that low was going to miss Nantucket to the south. So we're in a nowcast mode. You really can't trust the forecast that much. Really enjoyed watching on TV the people piling into Buffalo Orchard Park at the stadium yesterday. It was every man for himself. There was no assigned seating. It wasn't that cold, but the snow. I was at the game in Foxborough. It was December 7th, 2003. The Dolphins were in town, and we had a snow bowl, and they had one yesterday in Buffalo. Very memorable. 2003. That was 21 years ago. Seriously. And you got your people like Reed Timmer. He's in Nashville, Tennessee. You got your Jim Cantori. He's also in Tennessee, just reporting some of the most harsh winter weather on record in some of these spots, or certainly in a long time. And where's Mark Sudduth? He's in Buffalo. Yeah, we talked about that. And also the weather reporters in New York City. Yay! Central Park came in with close to 2 inches of snow. First snow greater than 1 inch since more than 2 years. They said 701 days between snowfalls that added up to more than 1 inch in New York City. I think we're going to do that again on Friday in New York City. And Joe Bastardi is still adamant that this is going to happen again in February and linger into March. And by the look of that cold rebuilding in Canada next week, maybe he's correct on that. So winter is going to take a little breather across a lot of the 48, lower 48 here for a few days. But it looks like in New England, we got to watch out for those backdoor fronts. All right, hope you enjoyed this. The and more yesterday, just us walking around admiring the ice and a big construction site in Hingham. I love massive erector sets and watching huge cranes lift huge pieces of metal, and another huge tanker going by. So lots of big boys' toys, so to speak, and more. And then tomorrow's and more will be me crying over raindrops and hoping for a little backlash snow here around 5 o'clock or so as the cold air comes back in. So enjoying it right now. T-Rex and I having fun. We'll be running in the snow and the rain later on. Talk to you. I don't see that every day. Got some heavy duty construction equipment. Legos. Roof you put on here. The shipyard. The latest new building going on. I wonder if it's a Bed Bath & Beyond. That's funny. You're funny. Colantonio. Mr. Colantonio, what are you building over there? Yeah, all kinds of big toys. Major erector set here. Gate 2, the Hingham Shipyard. Up the cumulus ahead of warm air advection from the south, running into Arctic cold to the north, producing snow here tomorrow. tonight, really, tomorrow morning. We'll see. We'll come back and see how they're doing in the snow. Huge construction area going on. We even have some cirrocumulus clouds indicative of a major system within 1,000 miles. Yeah, these clouds go out within 1,000 miles. And it's snowing in Tennessee today. Colder in Texas than it is in Massachusetts. Cloud waves galore, every quadrant of the sky. Going up. It's a roof, part of a roof, steel roof. Watch this all day. It was a little warmer. These guys are good. There's a deck with a view up here by the glacier. Yeah, it's gonna go in the books as one of the wetter Januaries we've ever had. More rain than snow. It's running down from out of the ground here on the road. Pretty Monday. The waves are getting closer together in the sky. Hafnia Lees. Look familiar? I think I remember seeing you go by before. Nice and quiet. Weather for now. That's a life raft, by the way, that thing that looks like a wedge. Just in case. Independence. The tugboat. And thank you for the compliment on the weather vane that Ginny got me. Very little wind right now down near the ground, but it's ripping up in the sky. That's shear. That's what makes the sky waves. More and more and more. Would have buried 3 of you, Steve. Would have buried you 3 times.
Today, making it extremely difficult for anyone to come in and be able to clear this stadium. Now the field is clear, but the seats still have a ton of snow on it. So we're expecting some snowball fights today. How all of the
unbelievable Josh Allen. We talked about him. No one in NFL history in the playoffs is dependent on really more than anyone else really.
I was at the Snowball at Gillette Stadium. I don't know, about 22 years ago maybe? Wow, that long.